Hello, I'm Jeffrey Tennant. Today is February 6, 2020. We have a real treat for you today. We're going to be interviewing Norm Winski. He's been a trader for over 50 years. He's very successful. He has an approach totally different from the one I use. I always enjoy learning from other people. I find it kind of a challenge sometimes to figure out what the market's going to do in a day. He figures out what the market's going to do a year in advance, day by day. It's really exciting stuff, and I'm going to turn this presentation over to Norm right now.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Just to get us into this, I am a longtime student of Mr. W.D. Gann. If you don't know, he's considered by many to be the greatest market technician of the 20th century. One of the top things that Mr. Gann used for his cycles analysis was astrology, planetary cycles. And that's the main thing that I do. Here we're going to take a look at a couple examples right away. We had a new moon on the weekend of January 24th, and we had Mars at 0 south latitude over the weekend of the 31st. What is 0 south latitude? What is latitude? As the planets go around the sun, like horses on a carousel, they go around and around, and they also oscillate up and down. When the planets get to that midpoint at 0 degrees, that tends to be a very powerful high energy point. And you'll see here with the chart that I'm going to show you now with the S&P that acts like a magnet, and the market goes zooming to a point like a big magnet, and then when it gets there, then it tends to reverse. Here's your S&P chart right here. You can see we had a down into the new moon the weekend of the 24th, then we rallied back up. Then we had the big down on Friday the 31st, right into Mars 0 latitude, and then we've been going up ever since. Okay, this is very relevant to what's about to happen here in the next couple of days, so that's why I brought those points up. Now we're going to zoom ahead here now to what's coming up. Here we go. So we have Mercury at 0 north latitude tonight, and we have a full moon this weekend, so I'm expecting a change in trend for the market here. The ideal is we like to see the market get to some extreme into our change of trend window. So ideally, I would like to see, now doesn't mean it's going to happen, but ideally if the S&P were to go up early tomorrow and form a top, even better, overnight the futures got to about 33.57 last night, and then they sold off, and we're kind of mid-range to Thursday's range. If we were to go back up, and ideally, it would be even better if we went and made a new high tomorrow. And I have a Gann number, a square number. Gann likes square numbers. 33. 64 is 58 squared. I think if you go back and see where the market tipped its hat, many times it was at a square number. There's a square root. That's a square number, like 57 squared, 58 squared, that sort of thing. So now we have a whole bunch of these planets hitting 0 latitude, which is very, very rare. I think we have 5 of these, plus we have Mercury going retrograde over the 14th weekend, and this is my top stuff, and it's all jammed into 1 month. I don't ever remember a month like this in my entire career. So I think every time we have one of these, it's like a magnet, and it bounces the market back the other way. So I think we're going to have a big whipsaw market where it goes straight up, and then it goes straight down, and it only lasts for a few days, and then we go back straight up. And I think by the time we get to the end of the month, your head will be spinning. So there we go. Get ready for this. Fasten your seatbelts. So now we're going to move ahead here. Some other forecasting methods I have here. The fractal method I show here for last year. I take January's price action, extrapolate it out for the year. Your Elliott wave, if you're an Elliott wave fan, that is a fractal method. What are fractals? Fractals are when you take a small piece of something and you can extrapolate it out, because that small piece of something is part of the smaller order, different orders of the same pattern. So for example, a pine tree, you take a branch of a pine tree, it looks like a miniature pine tree. The twig looks like a miniature branch. That's what Elliott wave does, and that's a fractal system. So if you take a small piece of something, like a small piece of the year, January, we can take that and extrapolate it out for the year. And you can see here, that worked out pretty well in 2019. The blue bars I published in February for the entire year. The black bars I overlaid at the end of the year, so you can see the results. We did have one temporary inversion here in August, and you can see here, I take my cursor and I scroll down Although the direction was opposite, we had pretty good timing there. So if the market goes down into your expected high, you should expect a low there. Okay, now we're going to go ahead how this applies to this year. I did the same thing for this year. There we go. There's January, stretch out for the year, and you see how the market went up and into about the third week of January, and then sharply down. And that's, you do that for the year, and we have a forecast for the year. And this not only works for the stock market, but it works for, I can also, this is called the January barometer. There's a sort of a cousin to this called the Superbowl Indicator. A Superbowl Indicator says if the NFC team wins, that will be bullish for the year. If the AFC team wins, that'd be bearish for the year. And believe it or not, the stock market can predict the Super Bowl, and that's what happened this year. Because we were up for the first 3 weeks, that indicated the NFC team would be winning. And then because we had the big down into the end of the month, that means the AFC team would come back, and we closed negative, that the AFC team would come back to win. And that's exactly what happened. The 49ers dominated the first 3 quarters of the game. And then the last 6 minutes, the Kansas City Chiefs rallied back to win the game. And it parallels this analog forecast we have there. So it's kind of neat that everything is connected, and we can use these different things to forecast. Now, I also do day trading, intraday timing. Here's the different planets doing different things. I use these times, different planetary events and events with the moon to forecast different turns in the market. Here's yesterday. We had a 943, and I'll show you that chart on the next page, what happened there at 943. And there we go. There was a 943 low there that we opened and went down right from the opening, made a low at 941. We bounced a handle or so, came back down to 1850. And my rule said you should go long there, and it went straight up for about 6 1/4 handles in about 7 minutes. So that was pretty good. I have all these days, all these times mapped out for an entire month, and I'll show you that here in a minute on another document here I have. Oh, wrong page. Darn. Oh, there we go. Where did it go? There we go. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, here you go. Here's tomorrow. I got tomorrow. I got today. Here we had today. We had 940, I think. There we go. There's 940. Let's see if I can pull up 940 on the chart here. Let's see. There we go. There's the 5th. It won't take me but a second to get there. There we go. Here's today's action. Here's the S&P mini. Comes down. There's your low there at 940. Right there. It was about a minute or two before the low. It only went maybe a handle or so against you. I use a 2-handle stop loss. That means we almost never risk more than $100 on a trade. And you can see how it worked higher there. And we picked up, I think, about 2 3/4 handles on that in about 7 or 8 minutes, is it? So that's how that works. So there we go. There's the zeros today. Here's tomorrow. We got all the times for tomorrow. And let's see, what else? Any questions, Jeff, or anything?
No, just let's have everyone take a look at tomorrow's times. That was pretty quick. And we're all going to watch these tomorrow.
I'll put that up there. Un momento. Wrong thing. Let me get the right thing here. There we go. Here's tomorrow.
So, of course, the market isn't open all these times, but the times it is, we're going to watch for changes in trend. And if we're dropping, coming into the time, look for a low. And if we're rallying, look for a top, as I understand it.
That's exactly right, Jeff. And here's your first time of the day. This is all Eastern time, U.S. Eastern time. So 10:44 a.m. will be our first time. Then we have one not too far after that, 10:51. And so you got to be kind of quick there because you got a small, close, 2 things close together. And then we have a third one, I think is, 10:51. Down here, probably 143.
143. The rest of them aren't.
143 is next. You got a long lunch hour,
Yeah.
You get to take a break. And then we go back up here to 208 and then 303. And I think that's about it. I think there's about 5 or 6. Yep, that's it. We don't trade the opening, the first 5 minutes. We don't trade the last 5 minutes. New York, last 5 minutes, 350 after 355. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow. Maybe we'll have a good day,
Norm, that's really amazing stuff. Why don't you show people how they can contact you if they want more information about all your work?
I will do. Oh, I'm on the wrong page now. Wrong thing. Here we go. I'll get down here to my contact info. And that is right here. I got free classes. I can do the free teach a day trading class in about 30 minutes. It's all free. If you qualify, you got to have a U.S. futures account. and so forth. And so give me a call and we'll see if I can help you. Here is my contact information. I'm in beautiful Naples, Florida. It's phone 239-594-3939. That's 239-594-3939. There's my email, and Winski, N-W-I-N-S-K-I, at embark, EMBARQMAIL.com, or you can call me on Skype at Winski, N-W-I-N-S-K-I_1. Looking forward to helping some of your folks there, Jeff.
Norm, thanks ever so much. This has been just absolutely great. I'll look forward to looking for your times tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.